Happy Sunday evening and welcome everybody to DWIT 3D and part 2, theoretically part 3, because part 1 was kind of the unboxing, but that wasn't an official stream. Part 2 of the RatRig 500 by 500 build. Look at this guy. Got all the parts ready here. I got all the cameras working tonight. Make sure it's working. Hello everybody on stream. I'm not going to read the names because that's going to waste the time and y'all know who you are. And I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm just going to double check, make sure all my cameras are working again. We have this one. We have a great overhead view tonight. It's working. We have a second bench camera right over there and it's working. And our close-up is, the close-up camera is working tonight. Yay, that's great. So without further ado, we have another special guest. Well, the same special guest, to keep you all entertained and to keep me out of trouble and to keep me from having to redo things. So let's bring in and welcome the one and only technical support, Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Tim.
One and the only, yes. And just for everybody's knowledge tonight, this drink is not going here tonight. This drink is staying way out of the way. So
that was our first technical support discussion today, was placement of the cup.
Exactly. That's important. I got to place this fan here today, and I got a fan off screen because we are in the middle of a heat wave again. It's one of those times of year here where it's either gets really cold or we get stupid heat. But hey, that's all right. I'm not going to complain about some warm days. So how was your week, Jason? Good?
Yeah. Well, it was my last, I had taken a couple of weeks off work anyway. So just, relaxing around the house, getting better and getting some things done. Was able to get my RatRig back together and running.
Awesome.
So I
look
just
at
got to
that
retune it.
Background. That's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
I hope to be able to show a picture like that one day. I will. So
one day we'll get you there. Yeah. Yours will look almost. Yours will be almost as good as mine. We'll get you there.
Liam says I need a different shirt. Well, tonight's episode is sponsored by. Why not, right?
He's just jealous.
Yeah, you're just jealous, Liam, that I'm not wearing your shirt.
I went online to find the Astro Printer shirt, and when I Googled it, I just got the little Google, the little T-Rex, and it just laughed at me. So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. So
the tripod.
Whoever asked earlier, somebody asked earlier if I'd fallen off my stool, and I haven't. Oh, that was Dennis. No, got the stool here. A little giant ladder, and it's going to hold me, and it's a solid beast because I think I'm going to need to get up high tonight. So I had to rearrange a bit of lighting. You wouldn't believe how I got one light leaning on a chair, leaning against the ceiling so I can light the overhead camera. So yes. So without further ado, we have 12 people joining us so far, and I know based on last week we'll get more as we go. So I am going to shrink Jason. Look at that. I have the power. I'm going to shrink Jason. I'm going to bring up this 4-way split camera that we're going to have tonight. Every camera seems to be working, and I can tell by making you all dizzy by spinning this once. Yeah, every camera's working great. So where we left off last week, now through the magic of buttons, I can do this easier. So last week we left off at this step right here, okay? Getting this 47 millimeter distance between this on both sides, between the electronics plate and the back of the frame. That is done. Okay, there we go. So that is this part right in here. Okay, that's all done. I've double checked the measurements in there and that is done. So actually between frame and frame, not the plate and the frame. So I have a special guest right now. Hi, coming to see me about something. You're live, so they can all hear you now. So hold on, folks, one moment. I can't mute. I can't mute a live stream. Don't be shy. Everybody knows who you are. You're just going to hear your voice. You're not even on camera. You're not even on camera.
Anymore.
It's okay. It's a live stream. This is what happens. Oh, I didn't order gravy in it? Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to, during the build, I'll order some. Huh? Here, you take my phone. And I didn't order gravy for the 5-year-old, apparently, and that's not a good thing with his dinner. So Here we go. There's the app. There you go. It's okay. You don't have to whisper from now on. Anyways, now back to our regular programming.
Maria being the good mom and you're being the bad dad. Didn't forget the gravy. Oh,
and I
Tim.
always do. This is
Tim,
not
and
the
got busted on a live stream. Oh,
Maria just said I like that. So this isn't the first time I forgot the gravy. So anyways, moving on. Here's where we are. We're going to do this next step right here, which is assembling the Y end stop. Okay, so without further ado, I have taken the liberty to go and, before we do that, I've taken the liberty to go and pull out some packages of the screws we'll need for this next step, just because they're all in a sort of jumble over there, as you can see on the top left camera. And while I was talking to Jason before we went live, I said, I can't find blah, blah, blah. And I walked right over. It was right in front of me. So, yeah. And as Jason said, it's the one that's closest to you that you end up not being able to see.
Every time. Everything that I lose is right in front of me. Because I'll look around for what I'm looking for. And I had already put it right in front of me. And I can't find it. So
true. So we have a Y end stop here. And then the pieces we're going to need for that are, based on the picture, are these two guys here. Whoop, side by side here. Actually, let me see if
that top piece, Tim, what that does is, as you connect this or as you assemble this, the limit switch is actually mounted to the black piece, and the green piece is mounted to the frame. That gives you the adjustability of setting your end stop.
Okay, and that's the movement there for the end stop.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now I found that my the X limit switch, and it may have just been a print tolerance thing, but when you go to mount it into the frame, the 5x12 bolt, I think it is, seemed a little bit too short.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of a pain to get it in to the extrusion and have the T-nut or the hammer nut tighten up. So I ended up getting a 5x15, which was just a random size that they had at the store, and that helped a little bit. You may not have that issue, but just something I ran into.
Okay, so the first thing I need to do here is back pull the M5 hex locking nut. So I have the hex locking nuts here, the M5s. We'll see what happens with that, because that's the M5x12 there. So we have the hex locking nut here.
Let's see.
And then we're using the with an M5x12 cap head screw. So we're going to use this to back thread this locking nut into here underneath. And as with all locking nuts, the Nylox always goes up. One of the comments in here was I suggest that you put the Nylox nut up, but I always put the Nylox part or the plastic part or nylon part so it's facing up versus down in the part. So
correct. Now, if you can with that, Tim, try to thread the bolt in just up to the nylon piece. Right. And see if you can use just your hands or maybe a pair of pliers to back pull it in, because Nylox work best on their first try.
Yeah, and that's not really have anything to lock into. So hi
everybody.
Hey,
because there's some important stuff to happen here.
Well, I tried to add other things because they won't send just 79 cents. So
okay.
Dinner.
Okay, I have to pick my dinner because they won't just send 79 cents worth of order here. So
shame
what
on
I'll do is really quick. I'm going to go on here and I'm going to pick. Just order me a quarter chicken white dinner with salad with chalet dressing.
Now everybody knows I don't cook.
That's okay. You don't cook on Sundays. That's fine. A lot of people don't. So there we go. Okay. I got the wrong piece here. Okay. Of course, I got the wrong piece. So this Nylox nut goes through this black piece, this bolt goes through this black piece into here and into the Nylox nut. Like so. Okay. Yeah, no, this, let me grab my Allen wrench here. Everybody knows what I'm going to have for dinner later. Swiss chalet. You have Swiss chalet in the U.S.?
Not that I know of.
Like a chicken and rib place.
Not out here anyway. Not big. Not that I know of. Yeah.
So really, there's no reason to pull that through because there's nothing catching the Nylox nut. Like there's not a square. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really don't even have to pull that because there's no recess for that thing to sit in. So what I'll do is I'll grab my needle nose and I'll just hold it with needle nose and just snug it up. Because all that is to loosen it to adjust it, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. That gives you your end stop adjustment. Yeah.
There we go. These snub nose needle nose pliers. These should work, maybe. Maybe not. Not much to grip. Oh, there we go. I can grip on that in there.
So let's see what's going on in the chat here. Hi, Betty Boop. And your lesser half, Jerry, is on. And who else is here? Kieran. Let's see. Glad to see Jerry had no access.
I'm 5 by 12. Okay. Just doesn't seem. There it is. It's gripping.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Kieran, old curmudgeon.
Oh, I see why. Yes.
Printer.
Thank you. Okay. I have to pay for it now too, do I? Okay. There we go. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. You know what? This is what happens. Okay, here we go. Now I know exactly what's going on. I had the nut in the wrong spot. Hopefully no more. I had the nut in the wrong spot. I was going this way, and it's got to go down this way.
And it's got to go that way. Yes.
Yeah.
And the X end stop, I think, will be the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, but me and my big fingers trying to feed this little nut into this little groove. That's okay.
Put your bolt through first, and then you can get a couple threads on it. It'll be a little easier, and then you can just kind of pull it back if you need to.
Ah, okay. I see what you're doing here. Okay. Come on, get in there.
No. Did you put the bolt through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bolt's in there. I just have to get that nut flat.
You can do it.
You can do it, yes. Okay.
Oh, everybody's waiting on the dad jokes. Here we go.
Everyone's waiting on the dad jokes.
When you don't feed your kids what they need, the gravy, what happens?
Okay. Now let's see if I can get a grip on this. Ah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Good. Okay, got that in. Then we're going to take another M5 12 through to the T-nut. That's the one you figured was going to be a little short.
Well, on the Y, I don't remember it fitting with any issue. It was the X for some reason.
Okay.
That's why I said it could have just been a like a printed part tolerance thing on my end, or you may not experience it. I'm not sure. Hopefully you don't. And
right. T-nut square 2020 M4. Oh, you know why? I got the wrong T-nut. Oh boy.
The M5 won't fit on the M3.
30-30.
You can try.
Oh man, 30-30. I gotta get over
Come
here
on
and
now,
find
Mr. Math Pythagorean theorem.
Oh, come on.
5 is greater than 3.
Yes. Smart Alex.
Oh, hey, Tripod, how you doing?
Well, what the heck am I doing wrong here? Hold on a minute. Oh, boy. Okay. You guys just keep talking amongst yourself. Where is the M5 3030?
So Web3 says to you, Tim, that this helps me, I think meaning the stream, helps me a lot. He just ordered his 500 vCore 3 and thanks you.
Oh, good. Well, it must be one of these because I'm having trouble locating the M5 3030 drop-in nuts.
They look, they're the same size overall. It's just the hole is bigger in the middle. So make sure you're looking at them close. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the M3s. I've got the M3T nuts. Drop-in 2020s. That's okay. They're going to be here somewhere. Now, there's the extra parts bag. I shouldn't need to drop into that.
Oh, there it goes. Come on, Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye Tim, you got to find them.
2020, but I need the 3030. Okay. It's going to be, I'm going to dwell into this bag, and I shouldn't have to, but I'm dwelling into this spare parts bag. Just because. It's here for a reason. Okay.
Hey, Lightspeed. Let's see. Lightspeed says his 500 is here. His 500 is all here, sitting in boxes in front of me. Oh, you know what? I know how to do this. Look at that. Look what I did.
Oh, look at that. Good.
Look at me.
I want to make sure that I'm definitely looking at the right part here, and I'm sure I am.
No, Lightspeed. Building it is 2/3 of the fun-ish.
3030 M5 T-nut. Now, see, I'm going to show you guys right there. This part right here. That's a 3030 M5 T-nut. Right there. Okay, so I am struggling to find that.
And come to think of it, that was the M5 3030 T-nuts and the M5 12s were the one thing that was a little bit short in the parts on mine. And I ended up ordering some just from Amazon because they came the next day rather than bugging them for, a bag of something coming from Portugal.
Well, here's a bag that says M5 vCore 3 specific parts. Doesn't tell me what they are, so let's see if they're in here.
Don't you have a spare parts bag too?
I just opened that and there was none in it.
None in it? Okay. Well, you know what? Steal them from wherever you can until you get stuck somewhere. Yeah.
Not that. It's not that. Those are 2020s. Wow. And then those are definitely not them. Those are not M5s.
Is this the beginning of the RatRig Club? It's a big club, Hybotics. I know RatRig is swamped with orders. You got to remember, too, they're a small business. They're not Creality, but, you could have worse problems, if you're running a business than having, more orders than you were expecting. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I'm going to just go back over here, and I got to look for those parts.
Okay.
It's probably one of those ones that's right in front of me again. And okay, I'm going to put T-nuts over here. I've got M5. I've got M3 2020 T-nuts. I've got M6 3030s. M5 2020s. Whole schwack of M3 3030s. Wow.
So Dominic knows where it's at. He said it's where it's in the last place you put it. That's where you'll find it.
Thanks, Dominic. Thanks, Dominic. The thing is this part is just to build this, and this isn't coming into play till a little later anyways, so I could just skip by this part, which I may have to, because I cannot honestly find that T-nut here.
You might, well, if you can't find any M5 3030s, you're going to run into problems. You won't be able to assemble completely the idler assemblies.
Okay,
You've got to, there's got to be a bag big enough to have quite a few of them in there, because the XY idler assemblies have to mount to the extrusion.
And they're M5s, yeah. I had them last week, a bunch of them too. Now, in
fact, it's two M5s and one M6, if I remember right. And
I've got M6s. And I've got M3s, but no M5s. I've got M3s. I've got M6s, but I don't see any M5s.
This might be a short stream tonight.
Okay, well, I'm going to look in one more place. I'll be back in a second, because I wouldn't have put them. I wouldn't have taken them away from my bench, but you never know. Hang on. Be right back, guys. Give me a sec.
So let's see what's going on in the chat here. I'd love to be able to join the RatRig. I still have not got my Ender 3 working. That's okay, Hybotics. Everything's eventual. You'll get there. So they do QC and don't make anything like the CR6SE. What's in reference to? This printer. Yeah, you know, Lightspeed, that's probably makes the best amount of sense, because about, you know, starting one printer and finishing it before you start the next one. Because I have definitely and very recently got myself into that bind. Taking one thing apart, tinkering on the second one, building a third one. And then you just try to chip away at them all a little bit, and everything takes forever. Let's see. Next week.
Okay, I just checked. What I did is I just ran out to my garage, because I brought a bunch of stuff out there last week for the CNC. I thought, did I grab something? Now.
So Astro Printer here typed out your closing statement.
Thank you all for coming. Tune in next week when Tim gets his M5T nuts or finds his nuts in general. Well, another thing. Nobody suggested I check the floor. So, I mean, it's crazy, because you're right. I think there was a big bag of M5T nuts.
Yeah.
Nothing on the floor. I kept everything together. It's going to be. This is just if I can't go on too much further without M5T nuts, there's no sense.
No, you won't. You really won't, because the very next set of assembly instructions is to put together. I mean, you can.
Yeah. So
no, you really can't. Let's see.
So square. So if I move on, drive assembly, we're looking at M6, M5 by 40 cap screws, M6 T nuts. M6 screws and T nuts.
Yeah, it looks like you can do some. You can do until you hit the M5s.
M5 screw.
Screws.
I don't see a M5 T nut coming in for a while.
Okay, maybe they were all M6s. I thought the top two were M5s and the side ones. Oh, this is the drive assembly. Okay, yeah, you can do the drive assembly.
Yeah,
I think it's the front idler assembly. Yeah.
Okay, so for now I'm going to go ahead and put these aside, and I'll look later for the M5 T nuts, which, because last week doing the frame, it was a lot of M6 T nuts, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
And I don't recall seeing M5 T nuts. So, yeah. And I know I can buy T nuts anywhere, but still.
And you're also going to need them. You're going to need them, I think, for the panels, your side panels, and I don't think they include that in the base configuration number of, and I also needed extra ones to put my side panels on. So I just, like I said, it was probably 2 or 3 that I was short from RatRig. Yeah. Forgivable, it happens. Yep.
It's funny though that there's not even an M5 T nut in the spare parts bag. Mm-hmm. So it could very well be they missed them all together.
Maybe.
So yeah. Oh well, it happens, right? So that's not. I don't
Yeah.
judge. I don't critique a machine because of that, because it happens. It's human error. So
Yeah.
okay. Well, so the next step basically going on is okay. Well, we can attach the cable guide and YN stop. So this one here is an M30 M16 at an M6x12. So let me get that part on. M6x12 screw. Look at that. I got a bag full of them right here. Greasy and all. That's this part right here. Move that camera down. There we go. That's this part right here we're going to put on. Let me put that nut back. And I just pulled a big bag of M6x12 drop-in nuts right here.
Built Over Bot said he's waiting for the episode where Tripod helps with the electrical. That was mean and funny. That was awesome.
So we'll throw this in here.
See. Tim must be part cat. Everything ends up on the floor.
Yeah. Although those, I guarantee those are not here. Okay, I need this wrench. 5mm.
Uh-oh.
Here we are.
So Kieran's response to Liam's statement is that you're well married, so your you-know-whats are in a jar on the mantle.
Okay.
We'll just call them your M3s.
Okay, here's where the overhead's going to come in handy. This little guy goes right in the back, pretty much in the middle. Right
What
up
do
here.
the corner brackets use? Stephen Poole, the corner brackets, if I remember right, were M6 and M6 nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at
Borrow
that.
some from another printer.
First green part attached. Sure.
Yay! Yay!
Don't over tighten. Okay.
Oh, hey, non-fam. Well, non-fam's in here.
Hey, guys.
Unless I missed you earlier. Didn't
Everybody
see
goes
you.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next step, we move on from this one. That was the easiest thing to do yet. Don't tighten too hard. I agree. Attach the YN stop to the frame, which I can't because I got to build the YN stop yet. And the YN stop would have gone right over here. But unfortunately, I can't do that yet. So hopefully that won't hinder things, unless that has to go on before something else. But we'll see.
It's not going to stop you from
Okay.
doing anything moving forward at all.
So this next step was to square the frame, and then what I went ahead and did was, because that could have taken a while, and I'm going to brag a little bit here. I ended up measuring. I found it to be a real hassle taking a tape measure because of the nature of a tape measure, and when you go corner to corner, if the tape measure slid up a little bit or whatever, it's not necessarily accurate. So I went and I used what everybody's going to come to know as the Pythagorean theorem, or the 3-4-5 method. I'm sure you've all heard of that. And for those that haven't heard, I left some tape on here just to show you. So, and I used a precision ruler, which is one of these, very precise. And so basically what that says is I made a tape mark right up here from the corner of not the bracket necessarily, but the extrusion, which is the same as the bracket. And it measured across at 9 inches. Okay. Exactly from there to the tip of that tape is 9 inches. Going down from the tip of this tape right here to the top of the bracket is 12 inches. Okay, so the rule of 2-3-4 rule, carpenters know this one too, is that if this is 2 inches and this is 3 inches, this is going to be 4 inches from this point to here. And that's basically a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So you can take that 2-3-4 theory and multiply those numbers by themselves to make longer distances. So I went, I did the 2-3-4 and went, basically I went 6, 9, and 12. So when I measure from that point up to this point up here, sorry, it worked out to 15. What am I saying? Because this is 12, this is 9, so basically 9 squared plus 12 squared equals 15 squared. So this is exactly 15 point to point, like dead on. Okay. Just look up Pythagorean theorem if you've never heard of that. We all learn it in school and go, I'm never going to use this. I stand corrected. I did the same thing for down here on every side. So if this is exactly 90 degrees and this is exactly 90 degrees, I got a square frame there. And you'll see my tape marks. I did it on every corner. On the longer side, I increased my numbers even further because the larger the number you use, the more accurate it's going to be. Okay. Did it for the top and did it for the bottom as well. So
I got a question, Tim.
Yes.
So the side that, if you spin it a little further, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now the side facing you. You did
This
the
side.
upper left. Okay, you did the upper left triangle and the lower right triangle, right?
And the lower right triangle, yes.
Okay, so now if you cut that in half diagonally from the lower left to the upper right, those are then you've got 2 right angles. Now what happens if those other corners are joined a little too high or a little too low? You still got right angles on your other 2 corners, right? But it could skew those, right?
Yeah, but the chances that it will, because this is 90 degrees right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is 90 degrees right here. If this was off, meaning this one was off a bit, that's going to be off down here. That's
no,
not
I meant so if your top rail was high.
Was high, yeah.
And it would still keep your right angles on the ones you measured, but it would throw the squareness off all the way around, right?
I kind of I think I see what you mean, yeah, but
I mean you can look at it and you can feel that your extrusions are close to being flush, right? I mean, you don't have any gaps.
So you mean if it's a little high up in these corners, like
right.
And that's one of the things I check is they are all flush.
Okay.
So as long as the extrusions are all made to a specific tight tolerance, it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're extrusions, right? So they're no matter who you buy them from, no matter who manufactures it, there's not a perfect extrusion because the process isn't perfect.
Exactly.
Some are better than others, but yeah.
John says I was cursed from the beginning because I'm wearing his shirt. but no flames yet, John.
Yeah, we haven't got to the electronics stream yet.
No, wait till that comes. So that finishes this part of the assembly, ensuring that the frame is square. I'm confident that the frame is square. So we're going to move on in here to the XY drive assembly. So, and this says difficulty is moderate. It says 14 steps, and suggested time is who knows. So, first thing we're going to do is gather some parts here. So, left and right, left and right. I was, again, being the organized person I am, I went ahead and I've got left and right parts. So, we're going to need the 2, what I believe are motor mounts. So we have a right. Let me make this camera up here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. We have a right. We have a left of this. Okay.
Yep. And you guys, it might be hard for you to see, but a lot of these parts they're embossed. Embossed, is that right?
Yes.
Or when it's they're embossed with a left and a right to help you out. Yeah. Because some of them look similar, but might be different.
Yeah, L there. And there's an R here, and on these ones you can see the letter R here. Okay, right there. And the letter L is on this one. The harder one for me to see was this little guy here. Mm-hmm. Left and right is right on the front. If you can see it right. There's the R right there.
There you go. There, yeah.
And then the L is on the front. When I first looked at these pieces, I thought there wasn't really a difference. And then when I looked at the instructions, there was an L and R of these as well. Mm-hmm. So we have left and right, basically based on what the picture shows, is these 3 pieces are going to be worked on now. Okay, and then we also have to prepare. The sides don't differ much, but the parts are not mirrored, so that's why they may look alike, but you can see the differences here, like this little, whoops, here, let's get this back down here. Little nubby here, there's not there on there. These two pieces are obviously different. These ones here can throw you for a loop because they look exactly the same, but there's obviously a mirror of those, so. Okay, so moving down in the instructions, we're going to prepare the left drive base. Okay, so we're going to use that part here, and then I'm going to grab this plate, and we're going to use M5 cap head screws M540 and 2 cap head screw M612. And these are M6 T-nuts. Yes, I have the T-nuts. So we're all good there. So this is the pieces here. We're going to use one of these, and we're going to eventually build the left side. So we're going to use one of these as well. So for now, I'm going to do the one they're suggesting, which is the left. So I'm going to put the right pieces aside versus putting the wrong pieces aside. And we'll have the left, and then I'm going to grab my M5 T-nuts, which I have here. Sorry, my M6 T-nuts. If I found M5 T-nuts, I'd be so pissed. M5 by 40 cap screws and M6 by 12 screws. Okay, M6 by 12s are going to be right here. I'm going to need 3 of these. Looks like. I'll get 3 out for the other side as well. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need 4 of those. Sorry, 4 of those.
So Tripod says if you really want a challenge, wear his shirt when you're doing the electrical.
Okay, I will. You got it, John. You got it. Allen or Hex. I'm going to call it. I've been calling them Allen keys my whole life, and regardless of what's going on in the Allen family, I'm going to be calling them Allen keys for the rest of my life because that's just what I'm used to. So
shame on you, Tim.
People need to get over it. Yeah, I know, but I'm a rebel at heart. So, okay, now I'm just got to go grab some M5 by 40s. Get my stool out of the way. M5 by 40. Look at that! I found that right away.
So Jerry's asking. There was a comment earlier. Someone had asked about a super chat button, and that got covered. But so Jerry's asking if you have another way, maybe PayPal, if somebody wanted to donate to you, or
yeah, I believe PayPal /DWIT3D. Let me double check. I appreciate it, but not necessary. But let me check. I set that up? No, I don't think I did set it up. No, I haven't got anything set up. But no, that's fine. But maybe I'll set something up for next week. But I do appreciate the question. That's great. So we have this, the left one. Now this one goes. The main difference here is that these holes are closer to the edge than these holes. And according to the drawing, these go here. Yeah, because these are also smaller for the M5s and those are bigger for the M6s. So the M5s are going to go up through here. Oh, that's going to be very tight. Oh, they squeeze in here. Okay, so those go right in. Here's where I was reading in the comments about the tolerance on the parts, because these are supposed to eventually sink right into this part. But it's obviously not going to until they get tightened onto the frame. So the T-nut there, although I may have to do that before I tighten it onto the frame so they actually fit. Maybe I'll see if I can do that right now.
I got a question for you. I got dual steppers sharing a driver on my cube. Sometimes it has trouble going up. How can I increase the stepper current? Usually, one of 2 ways. Either it's in firmware, or you have a display that gives you access to adjust the stepper current from the display if you're running Marlin. Those are really the two ways. If you've got I can't think of what it's called. If you're able to adjust them through software, UART. If they are not UART and they're standalone, then you would have to go to the main board and with a multimeter and a small screwdriver, adjust the potentiometer to set the current for the driver. It's at 800 at the moment. I have a heavy, thick mirror. Just look up whatever stepper driver you have, see what maxes it out so you don't burn it up. Check your stepper motor spec sheet to make sure you don't burn it up, exceeding its maximum current limit, and you can drive it up. Usually you can take them to about generally like 850, maybe 900. I would be, some of them can go a little higher than that, maybe over an amp, but I would just, in the past, I've just incrementally moved them up and just run some tests.
Okay, so I am now one of the comments under here. Actually, the 5 comments are all related to the same thing on this part. So if you see here, I've got this part, basically that step completed right here. One of the comments had to do with these holes here. So if you look on the drawing here, so I'll probably do it. On the back side of these, see the heads of those cap nuts, they sort of sink into that part. Okay, and so do these ones. These ones weren't so bad, but the M6s, okay, were very tight going into these holes. Somebody suggested that you maybe sand them out a little bit, because when you go to tighten them onto the extrusion, one person said that this was so tight in there when they were tightening it cracked the part. So I'm going to hope it doesn't do it on this one, but it is very, very tight fit for those going in there, which obviously you want a tight fit because this is holding end up holding the extruder. The stepper motor. The stepper motor. So you want a nice tight fit on that eventually, I would assume. But yeah, that was one of the comments, that if it does become too tight, that you may just sand that out a little bit to make the tolerance a little looser. So okay, that part's done, and then basically prepare the right base, basically the same way as I did the left. So we'll do the right base, basically the mirror of what I just did. Okay.
Yeah, what I did, Tim, on a few parts where the head of the bolt, where the cap heads were countersunken pretty tight, and it made it difficult to get the that hammer nut to kind of spin and turn, because it helped. The more free spinning the bolt is, it seems like it's easier to get the hammer nut to spin. Whatever bolt it was, I just took like that. If it's an M6, I would have taken, I don't know, whatever the width of the head is, and used a drill bit and just hit it. I think I had to do that on, I don't know, 4 or 5 holes where it was just really tight. Yeah, because then especially with PET G, when you're trying to spin against PET G, you've got that stick slip.
Yes.
And it's yeah.
That one seems really. Let's just see if that's even gonna. Oh yeah, that's going in though. So it's just a very tight fit, but I can get that one to work like I did the other one. So okay, so this is up this way and like this. And the T-nut goes on this side. Whoops. Chubby fingers. And just to get these going, what I'm doing is just holding the T-nut and forcing this to sink in. Being very careful. It's not doing the sticking at all. It's actually going in pretty good. There we go. And it's not too bad to back out a little. Yeah, that'll be fine. But some of them could be even tighter, so yeah.
Yeah, I only had a few like that.
Yeah.
That's just really the printing tolerance.
Yeah,
You know.
which can't complain. I'd rather, too snug than too loose. Go ahead, Karen. That was your cue, Karen. And we need 2 more of these M6. Or sorry, M5 40 millimeters. Oh, that one fit a little better. Okay. And
Stephen
then,
Poole, what printer do you have, or at least what printer are you talking about with needing to adjust the stepper current? You might have said it earlier, but I may have missed it.
okay, there we go. Those pieces built right there. Now I'm going to. Whoops, wrong screen. I just opened my Amazon screen. Come on, Tim.
Tighten until you hear a cracking
Close.
sound. Not good.
No, I'm not going to tighten that tight.
No. And I did. I cracked a couple parts doing
Yeah.
the assembly and just had to reprint them. Yeah.
Okay, so we have that built. So now here we get to go on the machine. So attach the left drive base. Okay, and the question in the comments on here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the left plate we just did. We're going to go to the frame and attach it, and I'll get the camera up there. The question that came up on here, or the comment, was, is it left when you're looking at it from the front of the printer, like this, left, right, or is it left
Yes.
when you're working? And it is the front of the printer. So right here,
Yes.
this is right, this is left. So,
Correct.
yeah, so the orientation is front of the printer, back of the printer, left, right. So I'm going to try and get this camera. Okay, let's.
And you know what helps, Tim, is it rather than thinking of it as left or right in your head, orient the part to the visual aspect of the assembly instructions. So because you've only got one corner in every corner.
That's right.
So if it's left and right, you already know left and right, and then you can turn the part accordingly based on the orientation or its adjacent placement to the corner itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so
that might not be for everybody. Everybody's a little different.
Okay. So we've got a good angle on the camera there, and so this is going to go in. So basically, this is going in with the longer part on the facing the outside, and boom, boom. Okay. And the other comment on this was that the electrical plate in the back here. They say the tightness between this and that plate was sometimes very snug. So they suggested if that happens, just loosen this plate off, put this part on, tighten the plate back on. So
yeah,
I'm going up in the stool, guys. Since you went with the 3 mil panel, you're gonna have a good amount of clearance. Good. Okay. Well, here I go up on the ladder. I want to do this so that I can hopefully keep a good view for you guys.
Spray them with dry lube PTFE. Liam, you're like hooked on dry lube PTFE. You must put that on everything, like waffles, pancakes, chains, all your printers.
Where am I? Okay, what have I
Used to
done
be
here?
a trunk C, only the frame left, 2209s. Yeah, Stephen, 2209s, I don't think I've had to take dual extruders up, even when I had them on. I think I had 2209s on my Ender 5 Plus.
Yeah, I've obviously done something wrong here.
I don't think I had to go past 850.
Okay, why? I got those in the wrong place.
We talked about this, Tim. What
Did
happened?
we?
We just talked.
Do you see what I've done wrong?
No.
Okay.
But
See these things right here? These corner brackets? I don't think they should be there. I don't think they should be up there.
yes, it goes there.
It does?
I just looked at mine. Yes.
So there's a corner bracket up there as well?
I think. Wait, you're in the back, right?
I'm in the back top left corner.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Well, how is this piece fitting in?
It goes behind it. It goes behind it. The motor mounts go behind it. In that space, in that 47 millimeter space. Behind that piece.
Behind this piece.
Behind it, yeah. Go behind. It goes behind the panel. Behind the panel,
It goes
Tim.
behind the panel.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, right here.
Like a glove, huh?
Oh, son of a. Okay. Okay. Well, sorry, everybody. Yes, I am that dumb sometimes.
Tech support will send the bill.
That's why you're here. I would have struggled with that for a while and thinking, what the heck did I do wrong here?
See, no matter what John says about me, I am good for something.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. Now that's got lots of clearance there. Okay. So I got to get my, I don't know if this other camera's not really helpful there. How can I show this on camera?
I think the view, your top left view might be the best. That's about, I think, your best view, or your top down.
Yeah.
We can kind of see it. Yeah.
You kind of see it on the top down here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay.
So I got to reach in under here and get these nuts tightened. Oh, man, that's you know what, slightly embarrassing. But hey, you know what? That's okay. That's what we're here to do. Embarrass Tim and get a printer built.
And, you know, it's not just this, and it's not just Tim. You know, kits like this, sometimes, you know, you got to fiddle with it a little bit till it makes sense to you.
Yeah. Now, this other one is where it's going to be tough to get into.
Yeah, Ibonics, that's how you do it. You know, you get you a printer, and, you know, you learn how it works and why it does the things that it does and how to fix them and break them. And you take that knowledge and, you know, when you're ready, or when you have a need or want to move on to a different printer, or a bigger one or a smaller one, or a different style of printer, you know, and then you take what you've learned and you can apply it, and you'll just keep learning more and more. Oh, Liam, it's not just Tim. It's Tim and maybe 2 other people.
Okay, there's the, I may have to take this out. There's where that tightness tolerance comes in, because I'm not able to spin those T-nuts into place.
Yep, that was the problem that I had.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
I had to read them out a little bit.
Yeah, let me pull this one out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ream them out a bit. Because basically what's happening. Oh, it's good. Hi. What's happening is I'm not able to spin this in order to turn this T-nut, because this is just too tight in there. So I'm going to have to back up a step here. And that's why we are doing multiple streams on this, because this stuff happens. So let me get a
It does.
Let me get a drill bit. See if I can find a drill bit to fit this.
Yep, and then the Creality Facebook group will shame you for having to remind you to level your bed. Social media, so friendly.
I'm trying to remember who it was again. I got to look back stream that suggested the Lazy Susan, but boy, is it ever a great idea.
Yeah, I wish I had the space like you've got, you know, the space on the front and the back, because I had really thought about it, and I was like, man, I just don't have the space to spin it and have it sit, you know, securely on the desk, counter, whatever you want to call it. And I'll tell you this, leave the bed off for as long as you can, because once you add the bed, you've just tripled how heavy and awkward that thing is to move around.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, these, of course, they're not even metric. Yeah.
Take your time when you assemble it. If you tinker, you'll learn a lot with it. Yep, that's very good advice.
What's that? Take my time? Yeah.
Oh yeah, non-fam. It's chat stuff. Non-fam had mentioned to Web3 about taking the time during the assembly. And it's that his print. I guess the printer that he has is a good one to start with and can tinker with and and learn a lot from them. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a printer that's, I don't know, like a giant commercial. All you have to do is put oil and water in it or something. You don't, to learn things.
No.
Let's see, dump the stock Creality springs for beefier ones. Yes, that is true. Yeah, the springs that Creality tends to include with their printers stock can be a bit weak, to say it nicely. So if you can do, stiffer springs and they're color coded, was something I learned I didn't know. So your bed springs, I don't know if it's a 3D print thing, but springs in general are color coded by stiffness. And I think I ended up with brown springs on one of the printers that I had. I think it was the S5 until I put an easy ABL on it. BL Touch and Bed Visualizer helps when adding shims to fix. Yeah.
Yeah, it figures. The drill bits that I have are just in between. There's no way that's going to be. Yeah, I know. Jeez. Okay, well.
Yeah. I agree with you there, Hack Monkey. Although I will say that some of the groups on Facebook are very good. Liam has a couple groups. Astro Printer. I think it's 3D Printing Help Desk and one other, and the folks there are really nice. The RatRig group is super helpful. There's really nobody there shaming you for what you bought or shaming you for what you. You always get the one or two, right? But for the most part, it's a good place. Smart.
Okay, I'm moving a little bit further. I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah, Tim, did you see Liam's stream where he put the CR10 together?
No.
He got it together, and I think he started to print, if I remember right, or at least he got it. Well, it was working when he started. At the end of the stream, he broke it. He may argue otherwise, but my take on it was they sent him a nice printer and he broke it. But
just like John with the CR6.
It's just how things goes. Yes, it was very reminiscent of a tripod stream or video. Maybe he should have had the Creality folks on there, like John had the Kaiwu folks on to supervise.
Right. True.
It was disappointing though. You get in a new toy is basically kind of what it is. You've been waiting for it. It comes, and he won it, so that was fun and cool. And then it was from Comgrow, so I'm wondering if they sent him a return.
I wonder
because he was missing the USB stick or not the USB stick, the SD card and the SD card reader. Yes, old curmudgeon, the glass bed will flex once. Once.
Oh, I believe I got it.
By George. Yeah,
Yep.
this is where I had messaged you and said if you've got some hex wrenches that are a little longer, they'll come in handy. Yeah.
Yeah, these ones are pretty good.
Good.
Making sure that countersinks, so I don't want to over tighten it. There we go. Okay, good. And then we'll get this one.
Oh, yes, Jerry, your group is helpful too. Sorry, I forgot you. Remember, I'm still recovering from being sick, so that's going to be my excuse for as long as I can use
a
it.
millimeter clearance here between the back plates, so it's perfect.
Yeah. That's why I was telling you that a 4 mil would have put you right up against it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got that part done. We're going to move on to the right one. So let's just basically repeat the same on the right side. Okay, sounds good. This might be an easier view. Don't know if that's going to catch the upper camera. Yeah, it is too. Look at that. I'm going to try these. If I get these nice and loose, the looser they are, the easier they slide in. Oh, God. Can't believe I said that. With Kieran.
Oh, you got it from Banggood. That's right, not Comgrow. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, let's get my stool. There we go.
Oh, way to keep up with things, John. Oh. There it was. We've got it on film.
Who put this mic here? And the scary thing is, it's movable.
Oh, okay. Tim.
That's okay. Every stream, something's got to happen every stream. It would not be a DWIT 3D stream if it didn't happen. So there we go.
Witches use hexes. And so do you, old curmudgeon, in wrench style. Have some respect, folks. The guy died and doesn't want to be an L-shaped piece of metal anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad I got these good long hex keys.
Can we really call it smart when the power doesn't work? Can we really call it smart when the power does work? That's yet to be seen.
Oh, that's the reality printer, huh?
Yeah. The one Liam had won one from Banggood. I was thinking it was Comgrow, but he said it was Banggood on a stream.
Ah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, and it was it took a while for him to get it. I remember him saying that it took I don't know if it was a couple months or maybe a month and a half or whatever, but yeah, it was really I would be really disappointed getting something new.
Kidding.
Want to try it out and it just dies.
Are they taking care of it?
What's that? I don't know. I'm sure they will. I don't know if I'm sure Liam's gonna reach out to him and
yeah. Oh, and they'll pay him to pull the stream and all that stuff. So.
No, it wasn't that. It was just a printer that he won, so it wasn't like a review unit or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He just did a lot. His on a Saturday did a live stream in the morning. I slept through it and then woke up and watched it. So sorry I wasn't there, Liam.
Okay, we'll put away the drill and the drill bits. Okay, we got those two pieces in. Oh, why do I keep hitting my Amazon button? Here we go. There we go. So we've got that done. We've done the right
side. Yeah, I'm
side.
super jealous, old curmudgeon, that you won that V Minion.
Okay, now we're going to prepare these top parts. There we go. Okay, so.
Superconductor, hello.
And we're on to these parts. 3 countersink. Okay, so now I need some countersink M6x14s and M16s. M614s. Countersunk. M614s. These are labeled so well.
Yeah, so nice that they went to the stickers because, yeah, especially with how oily everything, that the bolts can be. It took absolutely nothing to smear off the Sharpie.
Okay. So we're working on this one first.
I'd trade it for Tim's V-Core in a hot minute, though. Yeah, I would too. But what a fun little toy when it finally comes out of beta, for sure. Kenneth saying, "Hey Kenneth, hi. Am I late? Not really. The best part you missed was just Tim ramming his head into a microphone."
Okay, we're gonna go there, huh? Okay, no. So I gotta do the nut pull technique for these M5 nuts in these two holes. So I'm gonna grab an M5.
We've already discussed lube, Jason. Move on. The response to that is, Kieran, you can never have too much lube. So discuss away. Yes. Smash the like button. Lick the smash button. Whatever you do, share the stream. If you're getting anything out of this, help him out.
I know from experience, when you're doing a pull method for sinking your nuts into a hole, put the bolt in first, start it, line it up as best you can.
Yes.
Get it started, make sure it goes in exact, because if it's not and you go to tighten that in, you're going to crack the part for sure.
Yep. Yeah. And if it doesn't crack and you've smushed it, then just toss it. Yeah.
So there it is. It's in nice and lined up. So what I'm going to do is just tighten from the back now until that nut pulls itself in. And it should be right about, and don't over tighten. So basically right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll pull that back out.
Yeah. Those are the ones, Tim, where I was, like I had said before, if you're able to get just the first part of the threads in before and like up to hitting the nylon and maybe pull it back, then it'll give you your best solid grip, because the first bite through the nylon is going to be your strongest.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't always do it, but if you're if you could turn it over and smash it against the desk, then
I see what you mean.
Then when you go to assemble everything, it's going to give you the best bite and the best lock.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense, rather than using the screw all the way through to pull it.
Right.
Okay, so it's sort of like their method, except you start it with their method and then just finish it by boom. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And I think, because I know they're going to ask me to do it on the second part, so I'm going to go a little out of order on the instructions, but what the heck. So we're gonna prepare this one as well. Well, that needs a longer M5 to do that, so we'll do this one. Good thing I'm not taking the time to stop and read the comments based on all your chuckles.
I'm throwing them up on the screen for everybody. I mean, I'm sure they're seeing them. It's
got to be something about nuts and Kieran, right?
Of course. Of course. Actually, a few other people have jumped in, so it's quite the topic. Yeah. Let's see, old curmudgeon. I'm so glad this is not tagged as kid safe.
No, it's not.
Let's see. I have more future needs for greater than 235. Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing about those little printers is, especially that V Minion, is it would be fun to tinker with, but really it's like, what do you do with it?
No, that one went in super easy. Okay. So we have this part done. Now it wants me to come down and put 3 countersink screws and 3 M6 T-nuts. 1,
yes,
2, 3, and my good old M16 ups. Where did I put them? Right here. So we will get a few extra of those out. We're going to need 6 altogether.
Yes, I vote no for nothing being tripod safe.
I always allow the joy to be spread, Karen. That's why I like this stream. This is a great group.
Is it tight enough? I'm not hearing the cracking sound.
No, well, no cracks yet.
No
I will admit,
cracks.
I did hear
No
one little,
cracks.
but I'm not panicking about it
Right.
because it's not a critical part. I wonder if anybody heard that cracking sound. It was right near the beginning of the stream.
I heard the crack when your head crashed into the microphone. So
Well, if you
you have to allow the joy to be spread, Tim. And
Yeah.
with this crowd, there's plenty to go around. That is true.
okay.
Make parts fast for making a large core XY. Make parts
I
fast.
just found the M5 T-nut mixed in with the M16. I just dumped 6 M16 nuts out. This one doesn't fit.
Nice.
It's a perfect fit for the M5 nut right there.
Perfect. Perfect. Set that aside over with your limit switch
But
so you don't lose it.
Right
And we'll
there.
all kind of try to, as a group, try to remember where you put it. When you go
Well, I
hunting for
didn't
it all
put
over
in
the
this bag. I didn't put it in this bag. It was just fluke.
Never trust Tom Top.
If I find another one, wow, there we go. Okay, so that's basically this part ready to go. So, if you point your eyes to the overhead camera, that little part right there, I tightened that a little too much and it cracked just a little, but not a big deal. If
That's
anything,
okay.
that's a simple part to reprint.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm pretty sure, based on history, I guess I look at that. I did that. Okay, and then repeat on the XY on the top right part. So yeah, so we just got to basically do the same for this part. So I've already got the nut sunk. Put these 3 in here. I found this interesting. This threw me for a loop at first. I thought, oh, is that like a sacrificial hole to push through? But
No,
it's not.
no, don't punch that out. Do not.
No.
That is actually for RatRig is designing an enclosure, and it's going to be a sit-on lid. So that is going to be an indent where, like, the little feet or pegs, whatever you want to call it, will sit to align the top as it goes on. That's what that's
I
for.
knew not to punch it out because on the back it's the letter R.
Good.
Which
Yeah, no,
means-
good that you didn't punch it out. Yeah.
Which some people might say thinks remove, but on the other one on the back of it, it's an L, which means leave. So I decided to leave it. Okay, that's my sense of humor for the night.
Wow.
Let's have a drink of unstilled water.
There you go. Put it back in a safe space. There you go.
It's back in front of my monitor. Okay.
Yes, Dennis says that says Tim's wife moved his nuts around to confuse him.
She probably did when she came down, or she came down and did it one day. Okay, so we're done here. Now we're going to assemble the bottom. Oh, I see a belt in there. Oh, this is where I get a little. Okay. Assemble the bottom of the left motor drive. I assume you have the instructions open and you're following with me too, which is good.
Of course. Of
So
course.
we're
Some
gonna
of this
do
is from
that.
memory
We're
because
gonna
I just
do that.
redid it.
And we're going to do that. Okay, so the first piece there. Now, it talks about, so we got to slide the left part, which is this one here, and then precision shim. Okay, now, there's where I have a question. I have shims. Now, are the precision shims, are they plastic?
No.
Okay.
So you're going to have 2 different shims. One's a micro shim, I think they call it. One's the precision shim. The precision shim is the one that's a little bit bigger.
Okay. I have, from what I see in these bags are not labeled. So I have a shim that looks like this.
Okay. Those are spacers.
Oh, spacers. I have
Yes.
These look like little white spacers.
That's for mounting your main board or your electronics so that that's not right up against the metal.
I have this.
And those look like the micro. You should have a few more. There should be a bag with quite a few more.
Okay, so those are the micro
And
shim. I need precision shim.
Will
Let me
look
go look
like.
at the bags. Let me go look at the bags here.
I think what
Screw.
you're
Okay,
looking for is like this. This is what you're looking for. If you can see it, it may just be hard to see.
I have a peek. I'm going to make you big.
Okay.
Hang on.
Give me the magic mushroom. Do, do, do.
No, so I'll make you over there, and then I do this. This. What the heck? This? There we go.
There we go. So this is what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. And there's a bunch of those?
Yes, because you're going to need quite a few. I think you're going to need 6 or 7 for the idler assemblies, and then whatever you need here for the motor mounts. Yeah.
Okay, let me go look through the parts. That could very well have been in that essential parts bag. No, it wasn't. Okay, I'll go have a peek.
Okay.
Let me see. Ah, guess where they were? Right in front of me, like
right in front of you.
My belly.
Yep, those are the ones.
Those are the shims they want. Okay.
Yes,
Whew.
yes. Those are the precision shims.
My Botic says I'm inspiring great confidence in them. If I can do this, anybody with half a brain can do it.
Any animal can do it.
Okay, so
any mammal.
XY motor cage. Okay, let's see. So then the other part, I'm just looking here. So then I need to find this part right here, which is a pulley. Idler. It's an idler. Okay.
Idler, yes. Check the idler pulley bearings and make sure that they spin freely. And make sure that they're not kind of rough or bumpy or seized. That seems to be a thing. There. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna need 2 of those right now. Let's check these bearings. That's
Vector
pretty smooth.
3D. Yes, he did.
That's pretty smooth. It's making you want to build yours, isn't it, Lightspeed? Yeah. That's smooth and that's smooth. Yeah, they seem pretty good. And then we're going to need 3 shims on that side. So shim there, a shim there, and a shim there. Whoops, don't drop the shims. Good thing the bag wasn't open.
Yeah, don't lose though. I think I ended up with 1 spare of those. Yeah, that could have been a mistake, but yeah, don't lose those.
There's 2 spares in the extra parts bag.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, see, that's I didn't get a spare parts bag. I'm glad that they're doing that.
Okay.
Especially for you, dropping things all over the place.
Idler. So we're going to have shim, idler, shim, and then a shim on that side. Okay, so left. Okay, up on the ladder again. Let's see if this. I wish I could. Hang on, I'm going to try something real quick to make, and I'll perfect this a little next week. But I'm going to see. We're going to get brave here.
That doesn't look safe. What was the cord hooked on? Tim, your cord is hooked on something. Is that a towel or right in front of you?
Oh, that's my sweat rag.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to pull
Hybotic says you're inspiring great confidence in him.
Good. And there we go.
Can you elaborate on that, Hybotics?
Okay, so the drawing. So this is going in.
What's the difference between a shim and a washer? Yes.
Okay, so let me put these pieces down. This one's got to slide onto this nut here. Tell me it's going to go.
Then just drag his window. Oh.
Very tight. Okay, I'm going to... I've got to... I've got to open this hole up a little bit here. So basically what I'm seeing is that this... it's very tight tolerance here. This M4... Or no, this... M5 40 millimeters got to go up through here. So
Mm-hmm.
Very tight.
Yeah, be careful with that camera, Tim, because if it falls again this week from there, that might be the last fall
Yeah,
it can
I
handle.
agree. Okay.
Kieran Clark, did you mean Vector 3D? Same thing.
There's that pet G sound.
You got to remember, Hybotics, Kieran is upside down, so if he says anything backwards, that's normal.
Yeah, so true. There we go. It's still not going to slide through super easy.
So if we stand on the top of the world, does Kieran just dangle from it at the bottom?
They don't have gravity down there.
Oh, don't get Liam started on gravity. Apparently it's fake or something. The Earth is round, but gravity's fake and something. I could have just misheard him or something, but yeah, it was too much science for me.
What I'm doing here, if anybody's wondering, is this piece has got to sit on a 40 millimeter bolt, but this bolt I'm having trouble putting it through. It's very, very tight. I don't know if you had to drill that one out any or not. Or...
I drilled out most of them just since I already had a drill bit chucked up. I just went ahead and drilled most of them out.
Yeah, I don't know if I have
since
a drill
I didn't bother to poke them out with a hex key wrench.
I don't want to drill them out too big. That's the only problem. And
so there's actually a difference between a shim and a washer. Washers are generally stamped out of whatever. A shim is usually cut and ground or out of a set thickness. Ooh, good to know.
Didn't know that.
The wisdom of the llama.
Shims are obviously more accurate than a washer.
I can build as well as Tim does. It only took me a couple days to build an Ender 3v2.
A couple days.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm not in a rush for this. That's the thing is, if you rush, you make mistakes. And it's little parts, little things like this. I do not want to make a mistake and break a part, because if I break the part, stream's halted until I print a new part.
Did you not have a drill bit for that size?
No, nothing. I don't have anything that'll fit this.
Oh, man.
But I think I might have it here. I don't have one thing I don't have is a metric drill bit set.
You live in Canada, Tim. How do you not have a metric drill bit set?
Well,
come on. Even I have one. And I think I ordered it from Canada.
There we go.
Oh, man. Yes, Kieran is a Klingon. Yes. Dangling at the bottom of the world. Yes. And when we speak to him, we're talking down to him. I like that, Hybotics.
There we go.
No such thing as gravity. The Earth sucks. It's not the Earth, it's the people, Kieran. We're the worst thing to happen to the planet, I think.
Shim on there. We do a shim on here. Okay.
Kiwis down under. Yeah, and Kieran is a Kiwi. He's a Kiwi. He displaced in Australia.
Okay. Well, let me check under that shim. I think.
Yes, Liam. Tell us how the world is flat. With facts.
Oh, I gotta clean that up a little bit.
Paul Cumber says hi to you, Tim.
Hi, Paul.
He jumped in.
Okay, I just have to clean this up a little bit. There we go, because when I reamed it out, it left a little plastic on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And that shim's got to sit flat.
Yeah, that was another thing that helped with using the drill bit versus kind of poking, using the pokey method. Yeah, was you didn't get the little stray pieces of the of filament. I love mistakes, Hybotic. Good side of mashed potatoes and a beer.
Nothing wrong with making mistakes, because if mistakes were never made, nobody would ever learn anything. Okay. Whew. I've got that portion on there. Put the belt in flat side on the idler. Leave the ends of the belt hanging loose. Ooh. So,
yes.
How much belt? Doesn't matter, I guess.
It doesn't really matter. Just kind of, if you just kind of put it in the middle, it's fine. You're just going to leave them dangling for a minute, for a little while, actually.
Smooth side.
Kind of like Kieran, just dangling there.
So we're just going to go halfway.
Oh, man. Liam, the Earth's rotation makes my day. Wow. It's actually kind of good, though. I get it.
Get in behind that idler belt.
You might have to lift that idler pulley a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a tight fit in there if you can't just push it through the end.
There we go. On the side. And there we go. Okay. Hanging in there. I don't know how well that close-up camera. So yeah, it's picking it up pretty good. So got the belt smooth side towards the idler. This piece is just sort of floating free for now.
Oh, see you, Web3. Enjoy the pizza if you're actually going for pizza. Is that a technical term, the pokey method? Yes, it is, Tom. Actually, if you go to Pavel, I can't remember his last name, the guy who designed the Ava hot end setup that RatRig uses. If you go to the Ava site, he actually describes that method as the pokey method. So I think that substantiates my claim of pokey, not to be confused with hokey pokey. But
Okay, so side one smooth idler on each of the 2M5 screws. Add shims on top of them. Oh, okay. So there's another shim. Like there's a double shim on the one.
Yeah, anytime you have a pulley, or an idler, pulley gear toothed or smooth, you're going to have one on each side of it, a precision shim.
Ah, but this one's got two pulleys stacked, like
in the back corner. Yes.
Yeah, another pulley going in the back corner there.
Yep. So your first one will have a shim, pulley shim, and then a pulley and a shim.
Shim, pulley, shim, and then here we have shim, pulley, shim.
Yes. And make sure you get it right because it will jack up your belt alignment.
Shim, pulley, shim, pulley, shim.
And then you'll end up with one pulley grinding up against a printed part.
Okay. Shim. So we need 1, 2.
Paul wants to know what the first print you're going to do on it. Have you decided?
Oh gosh, I'm so far
from that. Have you even thought about it?
I haven't even thought about it.
Have a plan, Tim. Then you won't have these problems.
Pulley, shim. There was a shim on top of that one already. Pulley, shim. Shim, pulley, shim. The belt is still behind that bottom pulley, shim. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, we have the shim, pulley, shim. We're at this step right here now. So we've got the shims, top of the pulleys. Now we are going to put some slack. Okay, let me look at that. And then the third one. Okay, so the belt's going to come back up to that top shim. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
not the top shim. This is
Oh,
your
the
top
top
belt. So your top belt will run right
there's
through,
another
and you're going
belt.
to leave that little loop. And that little loop is so when
Yes.
from the bottom side, when you attach the stepper motor,
Okay.
the shaft with the tooth pulley on it can fit in between the belt because
Okay.
you're going to close it up now, right? And you won't be able to get back to it.
Because there's
Yeah.
two
So
belts on this.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're doing it now, leave yourself a good sized loop, and then you shorten it up a little bit as you go to put the top printed piece on.
Well, I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. Because you can still kind of get a screwdriver or something in from the bottom hole, and kind of adjust the size a little bit. You just, if it's too big a loop, it just won't fit the top piece. But
Right.
you'll see when you get there. Yeah.
So there's a loop right there. It's a big loop. I don't know if that the camera's showing it. Yeah. Oh no, right there. So sort of just like that. Let me get these belts sort of out of the way a little bit. There we go. I see, because the stepper motor is going to come in up underneath.
Right. Or correct. Because that's the left
bottom
side.
belt doesn't need a second shim.
Say that again?
The pulley. The bottom belt didn't need a second pulley. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, well, no. Yeah. I think they're well, because it's using both.
There's only one pulley here for the top belt. Pulley here for the top belt in this one, and then the bottom belt's just a pulley underneath this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because the bottom belt's using the one beneath it, and then the two for the top is kind of helping keeping that guided around the motor and back out
around
again.
the motor. Oh, that's true. Okay, you know what? Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now we need the left top piece, that's the right. This is the left.
Oh, curmudgeon. Hope we didn't miss you. Take care. Stay safe.
See you all, curmudgeon.
School kill. Even though you grow up and have kids, then school still messes up your day. See, print a life-size Benchy and take it to the beach. That's already been done.
So I'm going to pop that down. We're going to tighten those two from underneath, and those three are going to be snugged up into the rail.
Yes. Now, for those top pieces, it might help if you can't get the piece to line up right.
Yeah.
It might help to leave one of the hammer nuts, like that single bolt.
Yeah.
Drop it in the channel and then push it in. I have one corner that, for whatever reason, just the part was like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you get to the front ones, that's how they tell you to do it anyway. But you might not have that issue.
So make sure I have the right size wrench for that.
It was probably mine being,
Right.
half mil off square or something.
Okay, so this is going to go like this.
Yeah, Hybotics, I think a lot of us have been there where you just get to the point where you just want to take it all apart and put your printer all back together. Or at least felt that way. Oh, hey, Matt German's on. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Pretty late for you. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, so that's there. I'm trying to line those up along those two holes. There we go.
Yes, Dennis, that is a I need to get into like a 10-step program where I can stop dismantling and reassembling my printers for no real like valid reason, just because I wanted to or wanted to try something different and just actually use them as intended so I can print stuff. I have to stop. It's an addiction. But admitting it is the first step, right? So but it's all back together. The eagle eye Kieran didn't notice that today, or at least he didn't say anything. It's back together and running, and just got to retune it. So, one down, two to go. I'll probably have all three built before Tim's done with the belt here.
Yeah, well, this is it's a little tricky because
It's fiddly, isn't it? Yeah.
it's very finicky and tight.
You can't have the belt out too far because it'll collide into the top piece, and it's just got to be back far enough. Tim, take a hex key and
Yeah.
insert it from the bottom just enough to catch that belt. So then you can, that way when you go to put the lid on, you won't lose that loop.
Okay.
Yeah, it might help.
Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. Let me get this out of the way.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that that piece underneath it isn't fastened down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then are your hammer nuts straight?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
It was.
Or I should say oriented properly.
Okay, there we go. The issue was there's a little piece that slides in between the belt, and the belt was out too far, and it was catching that little piece.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I gotta get down a little lower to do. Oh no, I'll do these hammer nuts first.
Fix it till it's properly broken. Wisdom of the llama. I know. And that's kind of how the Ender 6 is right now. I've been fixing it till it's just kind of like I have no interest in the printer, so it's the last one I get to.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just tightening those two and the nylock nuts from underneath here. There we go. Don't want to over tighten anything.
Brendan Wilson, hello. He says hello, new here. Hopefully you're subscribed now.
Thank you for joining.
Have watched other builds, one similar. I don't have a 3D printer as of yet, and I'm thinking of getting a Voxelab Aquila. What do you think of it? I don't know. I don't have one. I've talked to a few people who do, and like any other printer in that class or that group or that, I don't know what you want to call it, of similar styles and sizes, they're about par for the course, I guess. They're not horrible. They're not great. You might have to do some things to it, but that's all I know about it. Maybe some folks here have one.
Okay, we've done this. Attach the stepper motor. Oh, okay. I guess I got to get a stepper motor out. Let's go get some stepper motors.
Hybotics says the Aquila is an Ender 3 clone, like so many other printers. Yes. Yeah, Brendan, maybe just like you're doing now, jump on YouTube and kind of see what people say about it, and take it all with a grain of salt.
Oh, stepper motors even have oil on them. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, well, you don't want them rusting on.
No.
Well, they don't really ship. They don't travel by ship. But
1.8-inch hybrid stepper motor. And
they are LDO motors, I think, if I remember right.
They are LDO motors, Yep. And they're all the same, I believe.
They are all the same, and those are really, really good motors too. They've got super amount of torque. They're really quiet. They don't get hot.
Great.
They're fast. Yeah, they don't skip. Those are really, really good motors.
M3x35 cap head screws. Okay. And I know they're going to be longer ones. There we are. M3x35 cap head screws.
Hybotics. I just watched a video review of Aquila by Tom Sandlanderer. He was not impressed. Is he ever impressed?
No.
I mean, I like his videos. I mean, I like his point of view. But yeah, it's rare that he's impressed. I mean, he did like that Voron, but
I'm going to take this down here to make everybody happy.
Oh, yes, Jeff. But whiskey would be better.
Mainly myself, and I'm going to put this up over here. And I'm going to aim this guy right there. So, and then the overhead is capturing that as well for the most part. There we go, right there. Okay, that's where the stepper motor is going, is under here. I just have to get the correct size hex wrench. Should be proud of that. I said that. Okay.
No upgrades in almost a year, Dominic. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? The wisdom of the llama says, fix it till it's properly broken. Get your tools out.
They don't need, put the motor pulley on the motor shaft with the teeth oriented up. Okay, I got to get a motor pulley for the pulley shaft.
And mental note, the other side goes the opposite direction. I made that mistake and was wondering why my belt was wonky. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm looking at it, and everything looked right. And I went into the RatRig Facebook group, put up a little picture of it, and I was like, why? And they're like, well, duh, it's upside down. And then I was like, oh.
Oh, so you mean this part here? You have this upside down?
Yeah, because your left side will have that just like that, and then when you go to the right side, it flips over. And I just put because like every other printer that I've ever built, they just go like that, and it was probably more out of muscle memory than anything, and me not paying attention.
Oh, so. Okay. And I guess it adjusts after as far as how high they go on.
Right, because one pulls the upper belt, one pulls the lower belt.
Right.
So that's why you flip them, yeah.
Okay. Loosen the set screws. There's the flat part. There's one flat part on the shaft on this stepper motor. So we make sure one set
at least one of them goes on there. Yeah, you'll have two set screws and one flat spot.
Okay. Snug that. Snug this. Okay. There we go. That, and then let's get back to here. The only question I have is orientation of the motor. So that goes up, and now make sure the motor is sitting flush against the plate. I'm going to assume, I'm gonna assume that the plug is going to be facing outwards towards, like that. Yeah.
Oh, Tim, before you put that motor on, make
Yes.
sure that your pulleys can spin, that you didn't over tighten the printed parts together.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, because it will bind them. Yeah.
So if I go up here and if I check my pulleys, so I should just be able to tell that with the belts. Actually, I want to get an Allen.
Well, no, because it'll just slip against them.
I
Kind
can
of try to, take a small hex wrench or something and put it in there and see it.
Okay,
Just
that
make
is
sure that they
spinning.
turn. Yeah.
That's spinning. How do I get into this one? Okay, that top one's spinning, no problem. Let me get a smaller hex wrench. That's spinning. It's going to be tough to get to that bottom one.
The Aquila is the one where the firmware locks up under thermal runaway, and instead of shutting down.
I believe so.
Oh, if that's the case, then you might want to stay away from that one then. Brendan, yeah. That's not a good thing. That's a feature called campfire mode for tripod. Yes. Thermal runaway is now a feature for tripod. I'm printing a chip cube, so maybe that will show up as an issue to be dealt with.
These holes seem to be a little bit.
Those are, I remember those are tight. Those four M3 bolts, to put in the motor. Yep. Yeah, I think I didn't drill those out, and they were just tight. I ended up threading the bolt through it.
Yeah, it's just very tight going down right through. Okay, I see. And then there's the plate on the bottom. Let me make sure that this is lined up through. Yep. Okay. I'll start with getting the bolts down through to begin with. Okay.
Bic Lighter has been buying up printer companies?
Really?
Huh. That seems like I don't know. It seems like an odd choice for them.
Very.
But
then again, you heard
they make
about
pens too.
Did you hear about the Anycubic Kickstarter for their new resin?
Yes.
They've teamed up with Texas Instruments, apparently.
But neither one of those companies need to be on Kickstarter. I don't want to get started.
No, gosh, no.
That's just ridiculous. Just spam the heck out of Facebook and everywhere else if that's what you want to do to market your stuff. Don't ask people for money that you clearly don't need to make something you're already making.
No, exactly. I don't know. I think Creality started that whole shemongle. So I'm doing what you said, Jason. I'm threading. I'm sort of pre-threading these.
Yeah, that was when it got to the bottom. I just turned them a little bit more to give me a little bit of room to spin it, and that was, yeah. I wish I would have drilled them, but I didn't think of it. Yeah.
There we go.
I like that. Every time I type Tom Salamander, autocorrect changes it to Salamander. I'm actually a retired electronic repair technician due to medical reasons. I'm looking to get into learning CAD and CAM. I've been going through some tutorials and free. Well, that's cool. Well, you know what, Brendan? You don't want to take a hobby that you're hoping to be fun and turn it into your old job. So, try to. I think if the Aquila is a true Ender clone, my personal thought on that is maybe just go with the Ender. Get an Ender 3. Which one, I don't know, but if it's got that issue of thermal runaway and the firmware locking up, that's not something you want to mess with or have to deal with, I should say, at least for me. Sarcasmic. Fire starter printer. Tripod. I'm sponsored by Bic.
Okay, let's get the stepper motor in place.
Watch Tripod's channel. It's hot. That was funny to me. Sorry about that. When you watch Tom's reviews, you will not get one. What? That's one of the 7 deadly sins of the printer companies. I think the 8th sin is limiting them to only 7 sins.
There's that Pet G sound.
Wow. Yeah, that one was. Woo. Sorry, headphone users. I apologize on Tim's behalf.
Yeah, especially because I'm right up by the mic. It could be worse. I could drag the mic right over here.
Let's see, what did he say? The free license of Fusion 360 does not. That's true, but I think for most of what we do with a 3D printer, you've got everything you need. If you're doing CNC and tool head changes and stuff like that, maybe the free license doesn't have everything you'd be interested in, and it could just be my fumbly skills through Fusion too. But most of the things that I look for in designing things in there are there, or at least everything that I've used anyway.
Sounds worse than it is. It's just really tight down there. I want to make sure those are all closed, and that's closed. And I think we have a stepper motor in. And it is moving freely.
The best version of the Ender 3 is the V2. Why?
Okay.
Why, Hybotics? Why do you think so? I haven't had an Ender 3 forever, so, and I haven't had a V2, so I'm just curious. I'm sure a gas company may be interested in sponsoring a video too for Tripod. Yeah. Maybe yeah, like fireworks around July 4th or so.
Okay, this is one of the most important steps in the whole manual. Failure to align the belts will result in belt and rubbing failure. Tighten the belt to remove the loose belt loop we just left, which I did. Align the pulley to see both pulley grub screws through the openings in the printed parts.
Now, this is a step that they are absolutely correct. It is crucial.
Yeah.
However, I feel like that is in the wrong
order.
Well, I just feel the timing is off, because for you to really get a good alignment, the belt really needs some tension, and if you're going to have to pull the belt,
Right.
keep some tension on it. Are you holding it up? Are you holding it down? It hasn't run through the rest of the the belt path. So this is something that I feel like, and it worked well for me, was to come back to it after the
Okay.
belt was pulled around, and then I could take the print head and kind of move it around, move the X gantry around,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I could see the belt moving, so I make sure it wasn't hitting the top or the bottom. Yeah, because
That's true.
it's a
Because if
9
I
mil
align,
belt and a 10 mil space, so you've got just a little bit to play with.
yeah. Okay. And then I'll take that advice and do that. Because I can see if I line this one up this and I go to the next one and it's just a little off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to readjust them anyways.
Yes. Yeah. And it's only two of them, so we just remembered to do it at the end. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing we just did. We're going to repeat it on the right-hand side. Yay! Are we all having fun? Oh, yeah. Never said this wasn't a boring build, but it's actually, I wouldn't call it boring. I'd call it interesting. Okay, let's get this view. Whoops. Don't need the light on. Let's get a view almost like this is tripod's going to appreciate this view. It's almost like an up the skirt view. Look at that.
Oh, that perked up John's ears.
And we can see that corner up there. Good. Okay. Let me put the stepper motors aside for a second. Okay. I'm going to need the pulleys again. 3 pulleys. 4 shims. Partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, I tend to use Tinkercad a lot more than Fusion. It's especially for little things, but FreeCAD is good too.
Okay, so we have shim, pulley, shim, pulley, shim, and shim, pulley, shim. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tom.
I have to zoom these pieces out a little bit.
Excuse me.
This side goes this way. Okay, there's really nothing holding this in on this side. Okay.
No, yep, that piece just kind of floats there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do something a little bit in advance before I put this piece on, and I'm going to test these screws for clearance. Well, much better clearance on this one for the stepper motor screws.
Yeah, tripod. Maybe you can get a halon system put into your garage. That'd be great. Not if it went off while you're in there, but unless you're close to the garage door clicker.
So we have shim. Shim.
Kieran, you got to look for loopholes. You got to look for loopholes in the policy, in your CFO's policies. One printer can just mean one at a time. She didn't limit you to the same one printer, right? Right.
Shim.
I'm
And
going
the
to name
second pulley goes towards the inside. And shim. There we go.
Oh, you know what, Brendan? I'm glad you said that, because I remember the last time that I did get into Fusion, I remember trying to export, and it was like having to upload and store it, and you had to wait. It took like 10 minutes just to get the file out of it. Yep, I remember that. That was a pain.
That done. Now we're going to go back to this step right here. Okay. Those nuts are already embedded. Okay, so this one's a little easier because I don't have to pull. I don't believe, according to this, I don't need to pull the belt through right now, or do I? Yes. Right motor is similar to left one with the difference that the bottom belt is driven. So there are 2 idlers at the bottom and 1 on the top. Attach the motor plate with the motor support R corresponding. Place the XY cage bottom printed part on the motor plate. Okay. Attach the top bar. Unlike in the left, the pulley on the right drive has its teeth downwards. Okay, but this time it doesn't show it feeding the belt in at all right now.
Well, yes, you're going to. If you go to the second picture, go to that center photo. Yep. See the belt?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to do almost the same thing, except the belt's going to double loop around the bottom pulleys this time. Okay.
Yes.
Which is why you need the other one upside down. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okie doke. Let's
Hack
grab
Monkey. Hello, Hack Monkey. Yes, Tinkercad is underrated. It's pretty basic, but it's functional. I mean, it's functional. It's easy. Works. It's got its glitches, but yeah, it's handy for sure.
Nice thing is I can pull that green piece out. I don't need that in there right yet.
Loophole. Shim shimmy. Did you mean shim shiminy? Shim shiminy, Liam?
Shim shiminy, shim shiminy, shim 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 shiroo. Okay.
Sing to us, Tim.
I'm going to sing something if this bottom belt doesn't slide down to that bottom pulley. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it's a pain because it's very, very, very close to the frame. If you lift the pulleys, and you almost have to take the top one off, get it around the bottom, and then put the top one back on. Yeah, it's a bit fiddly.
Yeah. Okay. Nice thing is I can move that green printed piece out of the way because it's not. It's just free floating right now.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That would work. I have trust issues with Fusion. Yeah. I have trust issues with most things that are cloud-based. I mean, why can't I just have it on my hard drive? Is there a reason that the company needs an STL of my plastic this thing? I mean, why? Why do they need access to it? Why do they have to store it? It's like,
Okay, there we go. We got that loop.
and people. Yes, and people.
We'll put the shimmy back on. There we go. We'll put the printed part back in. Oh, this is going to be a little easier.
Oh, Llama, I didn't have a problem with the 10 items limit. I don't really use it that much and have that many projects going on. But it was just the exporting that where I was trying to save locally. I didn't see a way out of it. As soon as I went into the export, it was just part of the process. I had no choice. It started to do its thing, and it just took time. That was a little annoying. It wasn't horrible, but it was just like, really. Loopholes are dangerous if you fall into one. Depends on who benefits from the loophole. Yes. They're making up gifts. Tim knows the song. Yes, he does. Many of us do. I know the song.
What,
It would be shim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree.
Dick Van Dyke sang it in the original movie.
Yes, he did. He did. Check out Creality's cloud. No, thank you. Built over bot. Darn it, you're so lucky.
Who's that?
Built over bot says my wife has bought 4 of the now 8 printers and most of the filament I have, so I can blame her for it all now.
So there we go. Now what I'm doing is tightening these ones.
Jake from State Farm, how you doing?
Hey, Jake from State Farm.
Oh, the Sansa's on here now. Hey, I see him. Might have been on before and I missed him. Cloud equals passive income for companies. Yep, not your data anymore. That's the thing I don't like about the cloud. One day they can just turn off your access and say, and it's like ransomware. They could just do it. Oh, you want it back? $4.99 a month.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because I'm sure that option has been there from day one in the EULA that we all didn't read. Yeah. German's better half just scored a new resin printer. Yes, she did. Yes. Did you see that, Tim? Matt's wife, Matt German's wife, she got a package in the mail, and it was a new Sonic Mighty 4K resin printer.
Oh wow, nice.
Yes, Matt is so jealous. He really wants to use it, but he's going to have to get permission. Let's see, Hybotics. My Chep Cube just finished. I wish there was a way I could show it to everybody. I'm going to take some pictures of it, and I'll post it on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
You can see them if you follow me.
Post it on Twitter and put the link up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good suggestion built over bot. Upload it to Astro Printer's Facebook group. Matt says, no, she don't. I
think we're still good. Okay. Okay, I think we're good there. Let me get the stepper motor. So for those that are following, I am...
Oh, he got the resin today, Kieran.
Okay, I just finished that step. No, I didn't actually. I've got to put the stepper motor in right now. So this is the one that Jason said. That this
make
goes
sure
on
that
upside down.
Teeth down. Yeah.
Teeth down. Yeah.
Because if you flip it over, it's close enough, but not right. Yeah.
Not too, yeah.
Yeah.
Which wrench was that? It had to be you. It had to be you. Okay, get that on the flat spot. Do they mention that in the instructions too?
About what?
About putting this on upside down?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, unlike in the left drive, the pulley on the right drive has its teeth downwards.
Mm-hmm.
It does say that. But yeah, you're right. It looks odd.
It does, yeah.
So,
yes, and unlike the first time I did it, you do it right.
Well, see, that's why you're on my stream. And that's the people that are watching this stream that are going to build one of these one day say, hey, I remember that.
Yep. I'm a wealth of mistakes knowledge base. Oh, no. What, you okay?
Well, yeah.
You're scaring me there.
No.
Okay.
This. Ow! Ow! Oh,
See? You see?
oh, that is sharp. I don't know if you can see this up here.
Now,
Whoa.
we're going to have to bring the chat into what just happened. We're going to have to get you into Tinkercad. You're going to have to design a cap for that, print it.
Right. Above my head is this nice sharp extrusion. I moved the mic out of the way because I bumped my head on it. Now I bump my head on this sharp extrusion. I probably cut my head, but I'm not going to look till later.
Yeah, post that on Twitter.
A little bit of blood never hurt anybody. Well, that's awful close.
My daughter and I bought a vector for my grandson. The company abandoned the project and shut down the servers that turned to the robot into a statue. Ah, nice.
It had to be me.
Tripod says to check your instant message, Tim. Check your IM.
Oh, okay, will do, and I know exactly what it's about.
And do it safely with that extrusion around your head.
Oh, believe me, I will. I think, what are we at time-wise? We're at 8. Yeah, I think once I get this, once I get this stepper motor in, I'm probably going to, I'll do that, and I think we're going to be calling it. I mean, it's a long build. There's no question, especially doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all right. Keeps everybody coming back for more, hopefully.
Yeah, you know, Karen, once you put a red shirt on, you might not make it back. That's that is canon. Yeah. Thanks to our apprenticeship. Oh, good night, Built Over Bot.
Night, Built Over Bot. For those of you watching, I know my head is very close to that thing. I'm very, very aware of it. If I hit it again, it's my own stupidity, and I deserve to be laughed at.
That is so true. And never let the machines win, Mike. Learn from the mistakes of others. You won't live long enough to make them all yourself.
Exactly.
Which, you know, it's probably a good thing on both sides of that statement. If I lived long enough to make every mistake ever, I would just be disappointed. I'd be like, that's what I ended up with? Great. Sansa says your bald spot's causing overexposure.
Oh, probably. I'm just glad that there's not a 700 mil version of this, because otherwise I'd be in trouble.
Take care, Llama. Go to bed.
See you, Llama.
Never thought a hard hat would be required to build a 3D printer. I'll leave it to Tim. Twice.
Leave it to me twice.
In one stream.
Why are you not coming through?
Karen, Clockspring has just dropped a new vase. I'm gonna go with vase maybe for you to try. I think Mavis Beacon just dropped a new update for how to type. Maybe you can give that one a shot.
Touche.
Yeah.
Oh, no, didn't happen. Oh. Okay, I may have an issue here. I'm going to check. Oh, these ones just seem to be going deeper. What? Oh, okay.
Is that the stepper motor bolts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of them seem to be a lot deeper. But I believe that's by design anyways. Why are they not coming through? Why are you not coming through? Oh, you are poking through. I just didn't feel you. Okay. I was feeling.
Oh, it was already there, and you just kept spinning.
I was feeling the wrong spot.
Does that happen a lot to you, Tim?
Oh man, those went in deep. There we go.
Statements Tim doesn't hear often for 200.
Oh boy.
Yeah, every now and then Kieran has a good idea, and he suggests that you move the Lazy Susan over 1 foot to the side. You might not have that problem.
Next week's stream, you'll see a couple changes. Couple changes coming next stream. Oh, I'm already picturing my thumbnail. So for my next stream. So.
Oh no.
That's only 4 times I've dropped that hex key. See how easily I'm calling it a hex key now?
See? That extrusion needs to be cut and capped with a TPU boxing glove. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, I don't usually get up this high. Like, that's the thing, but...
A big red cross for the new thumbnail with a hard hat on top of it.
Okay, don't steal my ideas. Okay, whoa.
There will be blood.
There will be blood. Blood, sweat, and tears. Actually, let me just double check and see.
Oh, I can see where it knocked you. Yep.
Oh, there
you
is
got a
one.
good spot up there. Yep.
Yeah, see, look, blood, sweat, and tears. Good.
There
That's what I
it
get
is.
for being bald. You guys with hair, that wouldn't cut you. That would protect you, but a little blood never hurt anybody.
The extrusion of no
That's
mercy.
nothing. Who watches Monty Python? I forget the show, but he's chopping his arm off. Just a flesh wound.
It's just a flesh wound. The
Chops
leg
his leg
comes
off.
out.
I can still take you. Anyways, that was a good show. Okay, well, I'm going to just check my PM here with John because I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
So
That's the
Mark
bill for
Flanagan
today.
jumped in, says hi to you, Tim.
Hello, Mr. Mark. You're late, but you made it. Well, it's like late
It's the
where
end
you
of the
are.
stream, but that's okay.
That's okay. Well, there might be something else happening here.
It uploads. You can rewatch it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. What I'll do, John, is I will let's put it to next week, and I will put it in the thumbnail that there will be one. So John knows what I'm talking about. So, and I'll add it to next week's thumbnail, and then I'll try and get some other participants as well. So
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying in code, and it doesn't matter because everybody who's here can come back, is next week we're going to have a giveaway or 2 or something. So pop back next week. Everybody that's on here has the advantage of knowing it, but then anybody who gets my notification for the thumbnail will see it as well. So yeah. So there we go. We got. I was hoping to get a bit more done tonight, but you know what? That's okay. There's no rush on this, and I think I've, considering last week I made really good progress on the frame, and the squaring of the frame could have been a lot worse. So tonight we got the man. It doesn't look like we got much done tonight, but that was kind of a finicky part, getting those on. So
that's why they left the time as question marks in the instructions for that one, because they take a little bit of time.
Shouldn't I have 2 belts coming over to this side too, though? Did I miss putting a belt over?
You should have run 2 belts through each side.
I think I might have missed that.
A top and a bottom.
I'll fix that. I think I missed that. Yeah, I did miss that. I ran the bottom, but not the top. That's okay.
They just decided your first print should be a hard hat.
It'll fit my head. I can fit one to fit my head on there, no problem. So, okay. Oh, this is good. Just under 2.5 hours, which is kind of where I wanted to keep it. You'll probably over 750. You think, what am I at now? My subs, I appreciate everybody who substituted or subscribed last week. Yeah, I didn't expect that many subscribers to come on board last week, but I appreciate everybody who did. So, but any last minute words, anybody? Huh? And Mark, you made it just in time for me to say goodbye. Again, thanks to Jason for helping me out on this stream. And I mean, and if you're ever available, I'll have you on every stream if that's something you'd like to do for me.
Sure, yeah. And I'll try to do a better job of making sure you run both belts.
Well,
I missed that one.
I might be able to.
I had one job.
You had one job. No, I'll fix that, Drew. That's my bad, and I think bumping my head kind of sort of took my mind off of what I was doing. But I'll find a way to run that belt through, and I can probably do it without taking it apart. So I'll try anyways. So, but it happens, right? Mistakes, hits on the head. I didn't spill a drink this week. I cut my head, but that's okay. It's a minor cut. I didn't spill a drink, so there's one victory. And I found an M5 T-nut in the M6 T-nut bag. So
in the M6 bag.
In the M6 bag, yes. Yeah. Sorry, that's right. Now I want to go through the rest of these M6 T-nuts and see if there's any more M5s in there. But I think I only think I need the one M5 T-nut. I'm not sure. So anyways, boring everybody with that. So
oh, you're going to need at least two because you've got the X and the Y limit switch.
Yeah, true. Okay, good point. So, well, we'll find it. But and Karen says I've bled now, so my subs should go up. So true. So
and Tim, order some because you're going to need them for the side panels.
Oh,
the
okay.
M5. Yeah, you're going to need some.
I will seriously go through this bag and see if they've mixed them in somehow because finding one was a fluke. If I find two, then there's the coincidence or something. So we'll figure it out. Yeah. And otherwise, I'll order some on Amazon. I'll get them by the end of the week. So perfect. Well, thanks so much, Jason. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
I'm going to run my closing and I'll get back. Okay. Everybody say goodbye to Jason.
Goodbye, Jason. Oh, sorry.
Have a good night. And everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me again tonight. I know I wanted to get a little bit more done, but there was a little bit of tedious stuff going on here. And I'm going to fix this next week because that kind of hurt. But I'll work on that. I'll work on safety. The safety first is what I always like to practice. But everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see everybody next Sunday for part 3, sort of part 4, but officially part 3 of the build. And we'll get some more of the really good looking stuff going on this printer next week. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate it. And a special thanks to Jason as always for hanging out. He only missed one thing tonight, but I can fix that. That's okay. He had one job, right? Right. Anyways, everybody have a wonderful night and we'll catch y'all next week. This is Tim with DWIT 3D. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.